I'd post this for anybody or bring this up for everybody. And 14.8 million, Seattle. What's going on in Seattle? What do y'all do? Is the arena different? Is the arena bigger, or does he just have a bigger fan base? And SZA too. Shout out to SZA. SZA's got a lot of fans. So, I went to the tour, so I went to the show, and it was such a long show. There was times I was taking a break. I was taking a break at times during SZA's sets. I admit. And I looked around, and she has a huge fan base, and she was still rocking the whole stadium too. So I don't want to act like this is only Kendrick. But 14.8, what the hell is going on in Seattle? I mean, this is generational money. This is grossing possibly. So yeah, I know it's before taxes and some people get paid out and whatnot. But just imagine one show, one night, $15 million. That is fucking incredible. And the only thing I want to spin off of that as a topic for y'all is to say anybody that does the whole yo, it's Drake, it's the battle, like you're dragging it. This has been a masterful chessboard from not just the battle, not just the back and forth diss songs, but the overall career navigation of what this battle does to me or for me after that. You put anybody else in Kendrick's shoes, and if they can, and if they have the team around them, they would do the same thing because he navigated in a way to then say, all right, let me go ahead and run through these Grammys. Let me go ahead and do this halftime show. Let me go ahead and go on tour now with SZA and break more records. Let me be the first hip hop artist to sit on the Billboard charts for over a year with Not Like Us. The navigation of this stuff has made other people millionaires, millions of dollars. Okay? Even his dancers that's on tour with him, God knows how much money they're making. God knows how much money the Dave Freeze of the world have from helping him design the tour sets and navigate some of the stuff and be a creative director for PG Lang and his music videos. God knows how much money other people are making too. All these people that are in the you know who don't have beef with it right now? Seattle, as a whole place economy. You see what they used to say about LeBron James? Like when he left Cleveland, the whole economy dropped. It's bigger than Nino Brown. A lot of people they want to sit with this whole it's still connected to Drake somehow, and and that's his victory. Drake was the king. That's his victory. You know what I'm saying? If he wants to dangle Drake, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm on some 300 shit for a second. He pulls up to the throne with a bag full of past kings has. But if he wants to do that, he it's his battle. He could have lost it just the same. So to spin this into making or grossing directly and indirectly, possibly billions of dollars, UMG, all these different stadiums and different sponsors and companies that get a piece of this. The Grammys, the Super Bowl made money. Other artists make money. People are even, I'm going to use this to segue now. People are even motivated and inspired by the Kendrick and the Drake beef. Y'all don't see, here goes the transition. Y'all don't see the inspiration of Drake and Kendrick now and Joey Badass and Daylyt's battle. Even with Daylyt dropping that fast and frequently like that, it seems to be a little Kendrick inspired. Oh, wait. Family Matters just dropped. Boom, meet the Grams. Family Matters might be the best song in the whole battle. Didn't get a chance to breathe. I think Daylyt rushed a little bit. You had some of the biggest reactors like No Life Shaq and people in the comments and even producers in his comments saying, yo, dude, mix the song down. I think he took one of them down after he released it. Like, yo, don't rush. Daylyt, you are a rapper's rapper. Don't rush. Like, we do like our battles to happen fast. We will get on your heels like drop. That doesn't mean you only got 12 hours and to put some shit out that's not even mixed. Like, so you see it bleeding in to other people, and then all the other people that even jumped into the battle. Some of them belong in the battle, and some of them is clout chasing the moment, trying to find their little spark and little foot in the headlines. I see a couple of them who shall remain nameless, but this is some of the aftermath of Kendrick and Drake. How people look at that and say, shit. Even on YouTube, Daylyt, I look at the views of his songs that he dropped. he just made himself a nice check. I ain't gonna count his pockets to say the number because I'm a YouTuber, so I could probably guesstimate. His content is shorter. It's not super long form content, so it's a little less, but it's a nice check from the views that he just made. Just bring that home to his family while we out here get to scramble over hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So I see it, and then as I stay on the inspiration that I see, look at Joey Badass, right? So Joey Badass says Joey Badass plans to drop his next album this summer. Okay, has announced plans to release his highly anticipated next album before the end of the summer. Now, is that a coincidence, people? No. This is part of the music industry. Timing is one of the most key elements in the music industry. Is there other albums dropping or other big artists on the scene? You see when Drake will say shit like, yo, Taylor Swift is dropping, I'm gonna get out the way. Or 50 Cent and Kanye is coming out at the same time. Okay, that's a big moment. Let's do the Rolling Stones face off, right? Let's compete. There's other people it's just even got to complain. Like everybody knew my album was dropping, and you gonna come and drop your album? That's petty. You did that on purpose to stifle me out. I've seen that happen even in battle rap. They be like, RBE just dropped the battle. 2, 3, what? Somebody else gonna drop a battle. All right. It's all tactical. It's all chess. It's all navigating the arena. So Joey Badass, I dare say, is the most talked about on social media and amongst the hip hop blogs and websites and media platforms today than he has been in the last 2 to 3 years, right? So the whole thing that when he kicked it off and going at the West and going at Kendrick in the name of competition, the recent cipher he did with Ab-Soul and Big Sean, and now this back and forth with Daylyt that all the media platforms are picking up, it's getting more views and more attention because of the Kendrick and Drake stuff, right? Because even we're hearing about Kendrick. Is Kendrick going to reply to Joey Badass, right? He's getting attention off of it as well. And he's earned it because even his songs are crazy and he really is a great artist. So find me an A&R in the music industry that works with an artist or a manager that works with an artist and they don't have strategy to their timing. I'm going to show you somebody that needs to be replaced. An artist can't just knock on a record label's door and say, hey, I want to put some music out. Why do you think they begin shelved? It's not your time. It's not time yet. You want me to keep referencing and giving you examples? Look at what 50 Cent, he was arguing on, I think, Hot 97. I think it was Ebro that said, you are responsible for dividing New York, right? And he said, you know what I did with my group? Now look at the St. Lunatics and Nelly. He said Nelly sold all those records. Where you go, Diamond or some shit? Nelly sold all Country Grammar. He sold all those records. And then the St. Lunatics are put on pause. That's what happens. Meanwhile, 50, he's coming off of one of the biggest hip hop moments of all time, of hip hop history. Get Rich or Die Trying. And what comes after that? The G Unit album. Tony Yayo and Lloyd Banks solos and all that shit. Meanwhile, the record label's like, no, I don't care about Lloyd Banks and Tony Yayo right now. I need the next 50 Cent album. You just went diamond. That's the structure and the strategy. When you're hot, you go. So shout out to 50 in a moment like that for pushing his folks. But whoever don't think that this Joey Badass is not time based off of this controversy and the battle and all that is an idiot. And off of this battle now, we're getting an album. So that's dope. And it makes you even ask, Kendrick fresh off the beef, we got GNX. Fresh off of the Daylyt and Joey Badass battle, we get an album from Joey. Does this mean that Joey won? I'll tell you about Daylyt's last. I'm not gonna play it. Shout out to Daylyt. That's my guy. His last joint that he dropped, I think the name of it was End Credits, right? Something like that. I thought it was dope. Some of the reasons why it was dope, aside from the fact that Daylyt was on there rapping his ass off like he always does, was the messaging of it. We don't have to be here tearing each other down. We don't have to be here trying to diss each other's wives or kids or getting so personal to the point where if you cross past me in the street, you want to do something to me. This doesn't have to be that. Let's see who's better. Let's, we're gonna get some angles off. We're gonna get a little angle off here and there. It might be some disrespectful things said. Might call you a dick sucker or something, but we're establishing that this is hip hop. Okay, just like on a battle rap stage, on stage you can say those things. You could say the worst of the worst, and off stage you can't. In the midst of a battle, people will allow certain things to be said that are even through the roof as far as disrespect. So Daylyt was really, really bringing that to the forefront and making sure that it was understood. This is competition. This is rapping. This is hip hop. This isn't an issue between me and this man. And I thought that was super, super dope. So I don't do the whole white flag that Daylyt raised or nothing like that. Maybe he just didn't see that past the amount of songs that he dropped and Joey Badass dropped, that there was a need to still stay in the studio and say, all right, let's do this 9 tracks, 10 tracks. Like at some point it does get a little watered down. As much as we were like, yo, where's the Kendrick? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? If that shit would have went for 15 songs, we would have got bored. Right. So it's got to be tactical. It's got to be impactful. I'll take 6 dope songs over 15 mediocre songs any day. That's another reason why I didn't click on a lot of the side stuff that was going. Everybody jumping in. Yo, Daylyt, I got you. Yo, Joey, I got your back. It's like, who is this person? That person came out the weeds. Who? Like, really? Get out of here. Anyway,